Assalamu alaikum. Come back with us at the anime gallery. This time we will discuss the anime Tokyo Revengers Chapter 1. The video shown in the anime gallery may not match the content of the story, because the core of the story is taken directly from the novel Tokyo Revengers. Before continuing with the exciting story, let's subscribe to this channel, so you don't miss the next chapter. Happy listening. Chapter 1. Born Again. Takemichi is first shown lazing in front of the TV in his messy and shabby apartment, while eating chips when he suddenly heard news of a gang dispute involving the Tokyo Manji Gang which resulted in the deaths of Naoto Tachibana and Hinata Tachibana. He suddenly remembered that Hinata was the only girl he had dated in his 26 years of life. His neighbor was annoyed with the sound emitted by the TV and told him to put it down. At his job as a DVD shop employee, Takemichi was scolded for not doing his job well by his manager who is 6 years his junior, and it made him sad and hopeless. On his way to the train, he wrecked expensive cars, cursed the rich while doing so. At the train station, someone suddenly pushed him and he fell on the tracks as the train came. He expected his life to flash in front of him, but only Hinata's face appeared. He regretfully recalls the failure he called his life while also sadly remembering his high school years being the pinnacle of his life. Takemichi opened his eyes but was shocked to see his friends from middle school were on the train with him, and then looked at his face in the mirror and realized that this is him from middle school. He sees the phone date is July 4th, 2005, and realizes that he is exactly 12 years in the past. Nevertheless, he thought this was just a very realistic flashback. After encouraging his friends a bit, he finds out that they are heading to Shibuya Middle School to fight a few second years because they are looked down upon and if someone gives them trouble, they plan to use the name of Takemichi's cousin, Masaru, who is the ruler of the school. Takemichi pondered and remembered that something like this did happen in the past. Because he hasn't fought in 10 years, he gets scared. Hinata asks Takemichi what happened to him, while his friends are waiting for the second year at the local park. Takemichi tries to remember what happened at this time when the third year middle Shibuya appears. Led by Masataka Kiyomizu, they hear someone is looking for their second year, but since they are on a school trip, the third year has come to defeat them. It's implied that the school trip is really only the third year beating the second year. Yamagishi tries to intimidate them by saying they have a relationship with Masaru, but it only makes the third year laugh when they call Masaru and order him to buy them drinks, revealing that he is just an errand boy. A realization dawned on Takemichi as he realized that it was the day hell came to them. The third year proceeds to beat up Takemichi's group and tell them they are now soldiers in the Tokyo Manji Gang. Takemichi remembered this was the time when her days as a slave for her and her friends began. As she screams that she is sorry for the third year, she reveals that after she graduated, she ran away, leaving her friends in the process, and living alone. He does various jobs, but because he is always incompetent, he keeps apologizing again and again. Takemichi tells Naoto to take care of his sister. Takemichi then remembers Hinata and that the Tokyo Manji Gang killed him in the present. Since he couldn't remember how he looked, he ran to his living quarters. When he saw his beaten face, he asked him if he fought again. Takemichi started crying and tried to leave, but Hinata stopped him and wanted to know what happened because he was her boyfriend. They talked a little and Takemichi remembered how precious he was to her. Takemichi went to sit on the swing to reminisce, but saw a boy being robbed by some children. Annoyed that they spoiled the melancholy mood, he dropped one of them and used broken bottles to threaten them. He gave the boy some advice on how to stand his ground, with the boy listening attentively. He asked the boy's name and realized that the boy was Hinata's younger brother, Naoto. While talking to Naoto, he confesses how much he loves Hinata. He tells Naoto to protect his sister, and that in 2017, he fell onto the railroad tracks and ended up here, making Naoto excited that this was a time leap. Takemichi tells Naoto to remember July 1st, 2017, as on that day, Naoto asked Takemichi for help to save his sister. As Naoto agreed, he shook Takemichi's hand and Takemichi blankly got up at the train station medical center on July 4th, 2017. An employee informed him that he was rescued by a certain individual. That person turns out to be an adult Naoto, who introduces himself and tells Takemichi that he changed his destiny and that Takemichi really has made a time leap. Naoto explains that he takes Takemichi's words seriously and studies hard to protect his sister, becoming a detective. However, Naoto's efforts were in vain because Hinata was still dead. Naoto then asks Takemichi to work with him to save Hinata.